Shalom, I'm Angel. Welcome to Healthy in Heart, and I hope you are healthy in heart, mind, body, and soul today. So today I'm bringing you another cookbook review. This is the vegan SOS free Bravo Express from Chef Ramses Bravo. He is the executive chef at the True North Health Center in California. He does a really good job of photographing most of his, a lot of his recipes do have photographs. Not all, but most. It does have the lay flat binding, which doesn't exactly lay flat, I'm just saying. Okay, so I tried 10 recipes in here. There are about 93 recipes in here. There are soup recipes, salads, dressings, starches, protein, veggie dishes, comfort foods, salsas, relish, chutney, and then snacks and treats. And those are just the different categories that the recipes are grouped in. Okay, on Amazon, the Bravo Express No Sugar, Oil, or Salt cookbook is $21.95 for the paperback and $9.99 for Kindle version. It could probably be purchased elsewhere. That's just where I purchased it. I am not an Amazon affiliate. So the next question, are the ingredient list and instructions clear and concise? Yes, they are. They are clear and they are concise. It's very easy to understand. Does it give nutrition information? Yes, and it is pretty much accurate. It's very accurate. Not spot on because, again, it really depends on what ingredients you use, what specific ingredients you use, but it is pretty accurate. Does it list the number of servings and serving sizes? Yes, it does, which is very helpful. Are the ingredients readily available or are they hard to find? Most of them are readily available. There are a couple that are a little more difficult to find based on where you live and what's available. Does this book cater to any special diets or is it in favor of or beneficial to? Yes. Vegan and SOS, which is salt, oil, and sugar-free. That just means it doesn't add sugar, salt, or oil. But I did find that there are a lot of recipes in here that are not geared to as low fat as what I eat to reverse my diabetes. It uses a lot of nuts, coconut milk. I don't use nuts. And it also uses a lot of fruit juices, which I also don't typically use because you're not getting the fiber. It's just the sugar from the fruit. So I don't typically use that. Are the recipes illustrated? Some of them are. Actually, maybe most of them are. The illustrations are beautiful. The pictures are beautiful. The plates are artfully arranged, which is what I would expect from a professional chef. Is there anything that I think would improve the book? No, possibly more pictures of the various recipes, but you know, that's not a make or break because the recipes that are pictured are very beautiful to look at. I'm sure they taste good as well. Are there more recipes I want to try in the book? No, there's not, and I will get into that later. Is the book a keeper? For me, it is not. And that's just because I don't see myself making a lot of these recipes, just because, like I said, a lot of it's not compliant to my diet. There we go. That's a good way to put it. It's not compliant to my diet. It has nuts, which I don't use. It has juices, which I don't use. It uses coconut, which I don't use, because every bit of fat counts, guys. Every bit of fat counts. So no, I'm not keeping it. If you're interested in getting the recipe, the cookbook, if you want this cookbook, I will absolutely ship it out to the first person that emails me at healthyinheart@gmail.com. I'll ship it out to the first person who emails me with their address. Does it have other features? Yes, it has essential equipment, which is pretty basic. It has Chef Ramses' story in here. It has the philosophy behind the vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free diet. He has tips on knife care, which is very good. He has cooking tips and a 2-week sample menu, which was awesome. I did not try any other recipes in this cookbook, so the 10 are the 10. I will say the serving sizes were large and they were filling. So, recipe 1 is on page 73, and I'm going to look and see if there's any pictures as I go through here. Banana and flaxseed polenta. There are not any pictures of that one, but I did take a picture, which I will insert here. It was quick and easy to make. It smelled like apples and it tasted like apples. So I don't know why it was called banana flaxseed polenta. It would have been more appropriate to call it apple flaxseed. But anyway, it does have bananas in it, but it also has apples. The aesthetic appeal of the dish, it wasn't very pretty to look at for me. It looked more like a porridge. It was flavorful. It really did taste good. So I did add some apple pie spice to it, and a couple of the bananas I did not leave rough cut like it said to. I just ground them all, which could have had something to do with the appearance of the food. That's possible. That could be just user error. Would I make it again? Yes, I would make this recipe again. Would I change anything? I would add more apple pie spice or just plain cinnamon. And I would chop the apples instead of the last 2 bananas and sprinkle the flaxseed on top instead of mixing it in. It did not take as long to cook as it said it would. Me and Kelsey loved it, but Todd had a texture aversion to it because it was very much like applesauce. So perhaps with the chopped fruits, it wouldn't have been so much like applesauce. So the next one is page 141, which also does not have a photograph, but I did take one. There's right here. It's baked sliced apples, and I'll insert the photos here. It is very quick and easy to make. I paired it with oatmeal, and it looked good. It looked good to me. It was very flavorful. I did add some diced apples to it. Would I make it again? Yes, I would. Would I change anything if I made it again? No. Was it filling? Yes, it was. The next recipe is page 128, which is raw cranberry orange relish. No photograph, but I did take a photograph. I actually took one of the cranberry orange relish right here. It was very quick and easy to make, but I also combined it with oatmeal, which I'll insert a photograph here. It didn't look very appetizing to me, either by itself or in the oatmeal. It looked better in the oatmeal, I think. It was very flavorful. I liked the tartness very much, which I'm not a real peachy keen on tart flavors, but Kelsey is, but I'm not. Would I make any changes? I did not make any changes. I would not make any changes if I made it again. And would I make it again? Maybe. Like I said, it wasn't, it was good. It wasn't anything I would write home about. It was filling with the oatmeal. It was filling. But on its own, I don't think it would be. Recipe number 4 is vanilla poached pears. And it's on page 136. And there's no photograph of this, which is very disappointing because that was one of the best recipes in there, I think. Okay, so I've got a couple pictures. One is while I was boiling the pears in the juice, which I'll insert here. And the second one was the finished product with it served with vanilla ice cream. It was fantastic. It was not, it was easy to make, but it was not really quick, according to my, my definition of quick. It looked really good. Like the poached pears looked so good. And then they looked really good in the ice cream, and they tasted amazing. Just absolutely amazing. It was very flavorful. What changes did I make? I turned all the juice into a syrup because we just later used it with on top of ice cream. So, and not to waste the syrup. Would I make it again? Yes, but not very often, and that's because it shot my blood sugar up really high, which is what happens when you concentrate the juices in fruit to a syrup. Just FYI. And that's because there's not enough fiber to combat the rapid rise in blood sugar. Would I change anything if I made it again? I would not use as much juice the next time, because it only needed 1/4 of the juice, not the whole 2 quarts I think that it calls for. Was it filling? No, it wasn't filling. But it was a dessert, so not really something you would expect to be filling on its own. Now it says to serve it immediately. I did not serve it immediately because I made it on preparation day for Shabbat. And so what I did was I just stuck it in the fridge and then I reheated it, which worked really good. I will add that it was really, 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 really sweet. The next recipe is the Indian spiced baked beans on page 85. Now, I did not take pictures of every recipe. I did, I think, get pictures of this one. Yeah. And I'll insert the picture here. It was very quick and easy to make. It looked a little more like a chili to me. It was very flavorful. I did add chopped onion, chopped garlic, and onion powder. Would I make it again? Yes, I would make it again. And I would add the same changes that I made this time. Was it filling? It was very filling. I was very happy with that dish. Page 78, which is Cajun roasted navy beans and mushrooms. Now, this is his picture. It looks really good. This is my picture. Doesn't exactly look the same. Mine's a little more soupy, but that's okay. We liked it. It was quick and easy to make. It looked really nice. Looked like a typical soup. It was very flavorful. Would I make any change? Did I make any changes? I added dry vegetables to it. Would I make it again? No. It was good, but I have no idea what that note says. I said no, it was good, but I like something, something, something. I must have been very distracted when I wrote that. Anyway, would I change anything if I made it again? No, because I wouldn't make it again. Was it filling? Yes, it was. I'll say that Todd did not finish his. He was not very fond of some of the spices in there. And to be honest, I was married to a Cajun. This was not very Cajun. It was not reminiscent of Cajun food at all. So, like, most of it got thrown away. And that rarely happens in my house. Page 69. Which is really unfortunate because I had high hopes for that because I do miss some of the Cajun foods, but I don't miss the fat. This one is roasted garlic mashed potatoes. There is no picture of this, and I did not get a picture of it, but it's, you know, it's mashed potatoes. So you know what they look like. It was quick and easy. It looked good. It was flavorful. I didn't change the recipe. Would I make it again? No, because I didn't like the potatoes that I used. That's the only reason. But it was filling. The next one is page 34, which I did take a picture of, and I'll insert it right here. He does not have a picture of this one. This is the heirloom tomato soup. Probably, again, one of the better recipes in here. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I would make this in bulk. It was very good. It was quick and easy. And it looked like homemade tomato sauce, soup, which it was. But it was really good. It was flavorful. I did not strain the soup, which is what he calls for you to do. I did add a little bit of salt and some onion powder and garlic powder. Would I make it again? Yes. I wouldn't make any other changes. And I have since started eating a lot less. I didn't eat much sodium anyway, but I rarely eat sodium now. So I would probably not even add that salt to it now. This was a couple months ago when I did this. Was it filling? Yes. It was filling. It was very good. Everyone loved it. So the next one is page 64, which is herbed potatoes, which calls for 2 types of potatoes, tarragon, and thyme. That's all of the ingredients it calls for. No, I didn't take a picture of this one. Sorry, my contact's shifting on me. And I'm not seeing clearly. Okay, herb potatoes. It was quick and easy. Very easy to make. It looked good. It was flavorful. And instead of baking it, I air fried it. So good. And would I make it again? Yes. I would change anything except for I would air fry it again. Was it filling? Yes, it was. And recipe number 10, which is last but not least, page 96. Roasted parsnips and shallots. I added potatoes to it because parsnip and shallot by itself, it just didn't seem very filling to me. It was very quick and easy to make. It looked good. It was flavorful, and I did not use shallots. I used onions, and I added potatoes to it. Those were my changes. Would I make it again? No. But if I did make it again, I would make it without the parsnips. And the reason why I love parsnips, because they have like a little sweet kind of potatoey taste to them. But Todd does not like parsnips, so there's that. And it was filling. So I had a call come in. Sorry about that. So there are a lot of recipes in here. I try not to show the actual recipe, but photographs. I already showed that one. But I am not keeping this cookbook. It's taken up too much real estate for a lot of recipes that I can't or won't use and that are not compliant to my diet. So if you want this recipe, the first person who emails me at healthyinheart@gmail.com gets it, and I will put in a comment below in the description if somebody's already claimed this book. If it's not been claimed within about 2 weeks, I will be taking it to Goodwill. So thank you so much for joining me. Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom. Until next time, God bless.